Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Friday, the 23rd of October. Starting on with all active asset capital, where obviously we've had a mighty bull run here, and placing news today, and the shares have actually gapped up, so quite impressive. That's normally a positive sign. As far as the technicals are concerned, while we're above the 50-day moving average, currently at 6.8 pence. Looking to that March resistance line projection, pointing at 14 pence. Hopefully as soon as the end of next month. On to Cobra, which is a requested stock today, and an interesting charting juncture at the moment. We broke that line of resistance from May around, 2.7, 2.8 pence. Came back to test that as new support, so above 2.8 on an end-of-day close basis, looking for at least a retest of recent highs around 3.8 pence. But the bigger picture target is up to that February resistance line projection, 7 pence, hopefully over the next 1 to 2 months. Obviously, if you're cautious, just wait for that 3.8 pence level to break before considering to press the buy button. Destiny Pharma is a stock which I've covered quite recently, and it's currently delivering a nice looking U-shaped bull flag after the gap higher to start the month. In fact, we've had a couple of gaps higher in successive months, which is again normally a decent sign. While we're above at least if we get a weekly close above the initial October peak at 85 pence, we should head quite quickly towards the top of that rising trend channel from March at £1.20, hopefully by the end of next month, and only really back below the upper 70s, really delaying the upside scenario on Destiny Pharma. Stock of the day in terms of chit-chat is 4D Pharma. I did write yesterday, well, I actually wrote it this morning, in fact, at crack of dawn, that I thought that the rise in the stock yesterday was a little bit stingy. Shares are made up for that today with a 15 pence rise, but still quite a way off the best levels of September and earlier this month at £1.80. End of day close above the 50-day moving average today at £1.21. Should allow the shares to head at least back to support pre the fall earlier this month around £1.40 relatively quickly early next week, and hopefully up to the top of that broadening triangle from the beginning of September up to a best case scenario target at £1.95, and that could be by the end of next month. Grateful to somebody who requested the following stock, Jangada Mines, when it was I suppose around 3.3, 3.4p, and I didn't really want to do it, but I did it anyway, and obviously it's gone well in terms of the technicals. Gap higher today, and it looks as though the rather ambitious previous target of 6 pence will hopefully be hit over by the end of next month as well. I think that's probably a fair thing to say. At this stage, only an end-of-day close back below 3.64, or 3.7, I suppose, the July-August resistance, really delaying the upside scenario there on a situation which could actually have decent legs. I suppose after 6 pence, one would be looking to that resistance line there from June up to 8 pence. So everything looks pretty well mapped out for Jangada at the moment. On to mobile streams, where it's been rather frustrating of late. We had that nice breakout at the turn of the month, which headed towards the 0.4 pence level, but then came back again. Nice bounce off the 50-day moving average yesterday, and it looks like a bear trap gap reversal. So the gap down on Thursday, and then a very solid looking candle today. So hopefully, having flushed everybody out, or the weak hands out from 0.4 to, or near 0.4 to 0.25, the shares can finally take off. Target here has been and continues to be up towards 0.55, the top of that broad, narrowly rising trend channel that's been in place on the daily chart since April. This stage, only really an end-of-day close back below the 50-day line at 0.25, really delaying the upside scenario, but one wouldn't now expect the shares to go back to that area anytime soon. I delayed on looking at Pendragon, which was possibly an error, but here it is today. Worth taking a look at just in terms of the gap higher that we had yesterday that held and was then we actually then exceeded the resistance from the turn of the year around 13 pence. The key now for further upside would be that we have an end of day close above that November peak, 14.66 pence, and while we have that, we could hit that August resistance line projection up to 25 pence by the end of November. Nice to look at Orosur Mining again. Here we already had a good ride up to 45 pence. Was looking for 55 pence previously, but well, in fact, still am looking for 55 pence. But obviously, there's been a retracement. The view at this stage is that while there's no end of day close back below yesterday's intraday low at 27.5 pence, we could hopefully see 55 pence by the end of next month. So it looks as though it's still Orosur still pretty well placed on the upside. Remote monitored systems is next, and here quite a ride, quite a nasty stock in the sense that 3 steps forward and 2.5 steps back has been the pattern. That was the case in April, in August, and then for October as well. But if you can take the ride, the rodeo ride, we've had a gap higher today and above 0.8 pence. We're looking for that resistance line there from August last year, heading up to the 1.1 pence level, hopefully over the next couple of weeks or even sooner. Sareum is next, or Sareum. Here, a decent looking bullish setup has been in place for quite a while. We've got the V-shaped bull flag there and the breakout through 1.6 pence. A nice weekly close above that level today would hopefully accelerate the upside scenario, and got a sort of a rather ambitious looking target there at 4 pence, but that V-shaped bull flag should be quite powerful, especially as it tested former resistance as new support quite quickly. So above 0.1, 0.6, looking for 4 pence, hopefully by well, perhaps the end of the year on that particular situation. TLOU Energy is the next contender, and here we've had a decent run for the stock with the shares hitting the initial target area around 3.6, 3.7 pence. End of day close above the former October resistance of 3.7 pence could take us up to for a new leg to echo that rally that we had in April, heading towards 5.2, 5.3 pence over the next month or so. At this stage, only really back below recent support around 3 pence, really delaying the upside scenario. And ideally, there's no low, even there's no break back below yesterday's floor at 3.25 pence. Last stock of the day is one of the big movers of the month, Alien Metals, and it's interesting that in terms of the spoke wheel that we have on the daily chart, in terms of all the resistance lines, the shares came back to test a previous target at 1.3 pence yesterday and today. Above 1.3 pence, it's going to be the same story as we had on the way up. So hitting that resistance line there from August at 2.2, and then hopefully retesting the highs at some point next month at 3.5 pence. But everything here, the key issue here is that we hold above 1.3 pence on an end of day close basis to maintain the momentum of the rally. That's it from me today. More updates hopefully over the weekend.